no one care about my content? I know I have. And I actually had someone on a live recently say, no one cares. And I didn't see it for a while, but when I did see it, I was like, oh, such and such was like, says no one cares about my content. That's cool. And you cared enough to leave a message or a comment that says that no one cares. And it just kind of made me think that all the times that I felt like it was so scary to possibly have people troll and to say mean things, and I just wouldn't be able to take it in the moment, it really wasn't that big of a deal. And the fact of the matter is, it's not true. It's not true that no one cares about your content. I've been going live every day now for the past 6 days. Today makes 6 days. And every day I have people join on to a live to hear about what I talk about. Some might stay for a couple minutes and some might stay longer. But what I do know is that when people sign on, they care about what I'm talking about. And when you share your content, there is at least one person in the entire world that signs on to social media, YouTube, wherever you post your content, and actually cares about what you have to say. And the faster that you can grasp the idea that you don't need everybody to care about your content and that you just need the people that care and are looking for you and waiting to hear your message and hear your voice and hear the value you have to give and feel the connection that you're making with them, the sooner you realize that it really doesn't matter about all the other people that say that they don't care. Hello there, Mike. Thanks for joining me live. And if you are here on the replay, I want to encourage you that everybody does not have to care about your content. The one person that needs to care about your content is you. And then the second person that needs to care about the content is the person that you know deep down in your heart that you can actually help with what you're sharing. If you feel like what you're sharing can't help anybody, then yeah, that's it's probably selfish content and maybe not that many people would care, but at least one person is going to care. And I just feel like we get so caught up sometimes in telling ourselves stories. Like, have you ever mean girled or mean bored yourself? Like, you're like, man, nobody cares about what you have to say, you're stupid. Just like when you were in high school, you didn't have a whole bunch of friends, or remember that one time you embarrassed yourself around all those other kids that, and you just start going on and on and on. Or remember that one time you said something and it was completely wrong, and everybody just stopped and stared at you and kind of awkwardly chuckled. Like all the different times that you have just not been the cool person, and you culminate all of these things into a story as to why nobody wants to listen to you now, and it's just untrue. It's untrue, it's mean, and you're meaner to yourself than you are to anybody else. In most cases, the people that I have met and come across, you are meaner to yourself than you are to anybody else. You listen to other people, you're empathetic, you care about their feelings, you care about the things that they share, you're curious, you let them speak, you're courteous, and you allow them to just pour their hearts out. But you can't do it for yourself. And because you can't do it for yourself, you easily get swayed the moment somebody says that nobody cares about your content. Like the one person. I mean, this dude, this random dude, signs on to my live and says no one cares. And I'm like, really? You clicked, you was interested in some, so why does it matter? What festered in his heart and in his mind that he needed to let me know that nobody cares about what I have to say? It's just not true. And the thing is that your message will provoke people to either be like envious of you having the audacity to share from your mind and share from your heart and share from your experience and to put yourself out there. Like, how could you have the audacity to believe in yourself, to feel like what you have to say is important enough to share? And some people are just like, I would never do that. So there's no way that you should be able to do that. So what are you doing here? Like, I didn't expect to see your face. I didn't expect to see your your message. I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. Greetings from Uganda. That is amazing. What's your question, Mike? Thanks for the encouragement, everybody. Welcome to the live. And if you're here on the replay, like, let's stop telling ourselves that no one cares about the message that we have to share. And let's start believing that people care and they just haven't found you yet. They just haven't found you yet. And it doesn't matter like what the topic is. You could be talking about mental health. You could be talking about skincare. You could be talking about business and marketing and content on YouTube. You could be talking about jewelry, style, clothing, weight loss, real estate. It really doesn't matter. But what it comes down to is one, starting with the courage to share your message and not focusing on what you get out of sharing the message. I come on these lives every day. The goal is to show up on live on YouTube for 30 days. This is day 6 of my YouTube growth challenge. If you haven't already, make sure you join. We're going 30 days live with each other. I'm sharing strategies and tactics in order to grow your YouTube so you can grow your business in 2025 and maximize your visibility and, of course, maximize your ability to get customers and sales and generate a profit for yourself. But it starts with getting attention. And the way to get attention is to put yourself out there. Now, you can spend a lot of money and try to get attention through ads, or or you can share a message with people that they connect with, and you can build relationships with people through social media, through the messaging that you have to share. I like to say, share a meaningful marketing message that will help somebody. When you do that, that person will care, because we're all self centric in some capacity. We care about what we care about. We care about the things that are going on in our lives. We care about the things that we're experiencing, that we feel. So when you share a meaningful marketing message that relates to the person you're trying to reach, the person you would ideally want to buy something from you, then they are going to care about the message. If you tell me that you had something that could make it easier for me to comb my hair out and moisturize it when I have I have a deep need for some deep conditioner, and you tell me like, oh, this is going to be great for your high porosity hair, or this is going to be great to smooth out your hair, whatever, then I'm listening, because I know that's ailing me right now. Or if you tell me here's an easy way to braid your hair, I'm listening, right? If you tell me here's a way to get your kids to eat all of their food and not throw it on the floor when then I'm listening, because I care about, those are things that I experience that I don't necessarily want, right? Love my kids, but especially the twins, they throw food on the floor when they're done sometimes, and they just kind of like sneak it, right? They'll just like throw it behind their back, so I can't exactly see it until dinner's done, and I'm just like, what is this? And it doesn't matter what it is. Just what tonight, it was pizza, and I found a half-eaten slice of pizza on the floor behind the chair. But it's like, if you can tell me how to get my kids to stop throwing their food on the floor when they're done eating, I'm all ears, because I care about that, because then I have to mop and like clean up this big mess or whatever. It wasn't that big of a mess tonight, but you get my point. Is that the more that you share a meaningful marketing message with people that actually relates to exactly what they care about, not what you care about, what they care about. It's like, I have a humongous list of all the things that I want to talk about, of all the things that I believe will be important to those that want to build a business, build a personal brand, sell more products, get more customers, get more clients. But I believe that the people that want to grow their business need to hear this first, because it doesn't matter if you have a great product, it doesn't matter if you have a great service, it doesn't matter if you have a great story. If you are not sharing about it, you can't make money on it. If people don't know about your product, your service, your personal brand, you cannot make money for it. You will not get the brand deals. You will not sell more clients. You will not sell to more clients. You will not get more customers. You have to get visible. You have to get more people hearing your message, seeing you, connecting with you, resonating, and just like connecting deeply with what you have to share. And I believe I want to take a look at these. Um, I don't know how to open up about my skip. I don't know what skibidi addiction is, or skibidi is, um, but really opening up about anything is just being, it's being open to being vulnerable, whatever it is that you want to open up about. Like, when I'm talking about being vulnerable, like one of the things that's kind of hard for me to why it's hard for me to kind of talk about personal things sometimes is because I'm a very sensitive being. I like to say I feel through my eyes. So sharing some things, it can make me cry, and not even because I'm sad, just because I literally feel so deeply that that my eyes just water. It's like a nervous system thing, like just, oh, that makes me happy, cry. Oh, that makes me sad, cry. Oh, that makes me nervous, cry. Oh, that makes me excited, cry. Like, just, I am a waterworks person, and I used to feel embarrassed about that. And I'm like, well, as long as I stick to like the facts, as long as I stick to the professional stuff, as long as I stick to my expertise and my experience and my knowledge, I can stay away from feelings and emotions, and I don't have to get scared or worried about it. I don't have to feel vulnerable. But if you can accept that part of building personal brand, part of getting awareness to build your business, build your personal brand, build profit, part of it is just accepting that to some level you have to be vulnerable. Even now when I'm going live, I see multiple different things that constantly make me feel vulnerable. I try to not put too much visual on how many people are popping in and popping out of my life. Like, I don't know, in my head, they're like, oh, not what I thought. Let me exit. Oh, she's boring. I'm gonna exit. And there's people that come in or people that come out. But then I see that there's people that like the video, and then I see that there's some that are commenting, and it's just like, if I let all of that make me go up and down, I would be a wreck. But I'm here to share a message for whoever needs to hear it. And if I help one person feel confident through courage, then that makes me feel good. Like, it literally brings me joy. And I like to say, you don't need confidence to start. You need courage. Accept the fact that there are people that are going to say mean things like nobody cares about your content. Accept the fact that you will make mistakes. You will fumble over your words. You will forget what you're going to say and the order that you were going to say it. And you might say like, and too much. And you might not share your message as eloquently as you want to. And you might not sound as, you know, smart as you wanted to, and you might not come off as professional or as aesthetically pleasing as you wanted to. You might not look the way that you wanted to. All of these different things, I understand. I understand. Like, there's a way that I like to wear my hair, and right now I'm not really feeling the puff, but this is what we're working with, right? And if we're being honest, my husband told me that essentially I wore a shirt all day that has a hole in it. Like, if we're being completely vulnerable here, right? just being able to allow yourself to be quirky and allowing yourself to just not have to be this like perfect wrapped up thing that just is giving the perfect image. It's unrealistic. I There is a part of me that doesn't like everything to be perfect, because then I feel like there's a psychological part in me that feels like I have to maintain that image, or somebody's going to be like, wow, she really fell off the wagon, you know? But I'm like, if I can just always make sure that there's a little something off, right? There's a hair out of place, there's a little frizz there, that there will not be this like insurmountable expectation from others or that I put on myself to maintain some sort of immaculate perfection, then I can like live in peace. So um, I think I think that if you can get away from paying attention to the mean people, to the hecklers, to Joe Mo in the background that's not doing anything, that's just up randomly looking at lives or looking at videos, just waiting, finding some reason to try to say something mean and discourage somebody. Pray for Joe Mo, because there's something else that's the matter, and we don't know what it is and we don't want to read into it, but I can promise you it has absolutely nothing to do with you. If you're just here to give a good message and you're here to share value and to help somebody and to contribute some type of improvement to somebody in some way, form, or capacity, then someone leaving a mean comment has absolutely nothing to do with you and everything to do with them, and we're gonna let them figure that out on their own. You don't let that take up any real estate in your head, in your mind, or in your heart. And so just taking a look at some of these comments. Can I cut your hair for you? um no, I am not in Southport, England, so no, I couldn't cut your hair. And even if I were there, I don't know how to do it well. Like I have three little boys, and they all need haircuts. They've never had haircuts before. The oldest is 4, and he 4.5, and he will not agree to get a haircut. Every time I comb his little kinks out so we could curl his hair up, he's like, "Ow, it hurts. I want a haircut." Okay, I'm like, "Okay, let's make an appointment for a haircut." No, 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 mommy, just do my curls, please. Do my curls. So yeah, I would cut their hair if I felt confident in it, and I do not, so I would never dare to mess up somebody else's hair. Hello, Justin. I appreciate you all that have joined me on this live. I have been talking about if no one really cares about your content, and this really stemmed from someone saying that no one cares on one of my lives. I've been going live every day as a challenge for myself, for consistency, and also as an experiment to see how it would affect my marketing and how it would affect my visibility. If you'd like to join me on this journey, then make sure you check in the description when this post goes live, or check out one of my previous lives and the link is there. And you can join the community to join the YouTube Growth Challenge. But on one of my YouTube Growth Challenge videos, someone said, no one cares. They didn't even say, I don't care. They said, no one cares. How do you know what everybody else feels? Like, how do they know what everybody else feels about your content? Don't read into it too much. Focus on you. Focus on what you know to be true. And what you know to be true is that if you've prepared, if you have something that, even if you haven't prepared, let's just be real. I didn't have any notes here. I had one main idea that I wanted to share. And if you just have insight, if you have something positive to share, then that's good enough. That's good enough, and somebody will absolutely care. I have a couple people that have liked this video. That confirms that somebody liked something in these videos, and even if nobody didn't, which I have videos where nobody's liked or disliked or said anything on them, I know that when the person that needs to hear what I have said hears it, that they will appreciate the message, because it's what they were looking for. And no one can convince me that over 8 billion people in the world, that there's not one person that would benefit from what I have to share. And as long as I know that my message will help at least one person, even if that one person is me, like this message of not caring that other people heckle you is for me just as much as it's for you. Right? So get your courage to ignore the people that are not here for the positivity, and get your courage to just focus on what you have to do, what your goal is. What your goal is to show up for yourself, to build your business, and to grow personally, to grow as a better speaker. Like, whether or not no one shows up on my lives, I'm actually becoming a better speaker. I'm actually becoming less nervous. Like, when I first started going live, I was kind of like sweating before I pressed the button. I was delaying. I was like, oh, I'm gonna press it. And actually, I turned the camera the wrong way. So the camera was like facing my kitchen. It's up. I posted it anyways. It's like I put in the title audio only because you can't see me until the end. And well, yes, I said over 8 billion people. So yes, there's definitely more than 8 billion people. As I said, there are over 8 billion people in the world. There has to be at least one person that will benefit from what you have to say. But even in that, I'm gonna just be real. I'm gonna just be real. Like, there's a time where if somebody corrected me in some way, I would go like, oh my goodness, I made a mistake, that's so embarrassing, I don't want to post anymore, I don't want to share. This happened in a group earlier this year. I was like thriving in this group. People were requesting my marketing guides, and they were wanting to join my email list, and I used the wrong, I even remember it. I used the wrong version of your, right? I shouldn't have put the apostrophe, and I used like the you are version of your instead of your, no apostrophe. And they corrected me, and I went back because I didn't realize that I did it. And I was like, oh no, I think this is, and they're like, no, babe, this is wrong, but it's cool, you know, we're all good here or whatever. And I was like, oh, I see. Thanks for letting me know. No, I can't win them all. And I am somebody that actually like loves words, loves grammar, but that doesn't mean that I always write stuff correctly. But even though I handle it well and I didn't argue with the girl, I was just like, oh, you know, well, I got you to comment. I say you got to use the right words to attract the right people. And even though it's like I kind of like stuck up for myself, because in this instance I definitely felt like this person was trying to almost like embarrass me, or trying to heckle me a little bit, like the, you know, the smart girl heckle, right? Where they're trying to do the kind of slick mean girl thing, like almost make you look stupid or whatever. Like it doesn't matter. It didn't matter, but I felt like so embarrassed, like, oh, I can't show my virtual face and make another post, because what if I accidentally write the wrong version of a word or something? Like, what if I am grammatically incorrect? There are going to be errors, there are going to be mistakes, there are going to be long awkward pauses and thoughts and lost train of thoughts, like, you know. There's just, you just have to lighten up a little bit. But so that kind of reminded me when someone said there's more than 8 billion people. Yes, there is more. I use the version of there's more, but what does it matter? Okay, even if I said there's more than 5 billion people, I know there's at least more than 5 billion, right? You can either laugh it off and just not take things too seriously, or you can go like, oh my goodness, well, I didn't know exactly how many. Is it more than 8.5 billion, or is it more than 8 billion? Like, that just reminded me, and I'm sure the person didn't mean anything that left the comment here, but that just reminded me of an experience where somebody was trying to make me feel away because I made a mistake. But shame on them if somebody wants to shame you for not being perfect, because last time I checked, there ain't nobody on this earth right now that is perfect. Nope, not until uh, God has turned this earth back to paradise. That's what I believe. It's in the Bible. But right now, everybody on this earth is imperfect. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody, even like the best of the best person that like says the greatest things. Even if you look at the people that have the you think they speak the best, you think they are eloquent, and you think that it literally like nitpicking gets you going nowhere fast, but just being people being annoyed by it fast. That's the only thing. No one's making friends by nitpicking, and anybody that hears somebody nitpicking and hovers to them and gravitates to them, it's because they're a nitpicker too, and they want to rally up to try to nitpick at other people. And then when they go to other people, then they start backbiting and talking about each other. Like they were talking about such and such. I can't believe they said that, because how do they have the audacity to say that, because they don't even do this right anyway, and they're gonna talk about this person like, psh, but it's cool. I'm gonna be hanging out with them tomorrow, and I'm gonna just be smiling in their face like I don't care. Like, let's not pretend that we haven't known people that do that. And you'd be like, why do you hang out with them if all you do is just talk about them poorly after you leave? Like, what benefit are you getting from this? I don't understand. And so I definitely stray away from those. And then again, I have a sensitive heart. I can't even deal with it, even if you're not talking about me. If you're talking about other people like that to me and they don't know that you're talking about them like that, and you try to hide your true feelings, that means that when we're not together, you're doing the same thing to me. And to believe anything differently than that is just being naive. So only, well, before Jesus Christ, Adam and Eve was perfect on this earth, but they messed it up. But Jesus was the only one that was born perfect and left perfect. So, you know, it's like, if you say I'm perfect, you are saying that you are as good as Jesus, and that ain't the case. That is not the case. So, dangerous gossip is something that we have to keep a distance from. That is absolutely true. The Bible talks about gossip too. Like, I mean, there's actually so many different things about, not in the Bible, about like not surrounding yourself with the stupid one, and keeping quiet, and literally the Bible says to mind your business. Like, you know to bridle your tongue or control your mouth. There's so many different things that the Bible talks about, as it pertains to the words, because we even be wrathful but do not sin. Like, there's so many different things about our speech, because you can control your body, but a lot of people will sit there and talk and talk and talk and say nasty things. And the bigger that you get and the more attention that you get online, you will likely get more people saying nasty things. But if you can ignore it, not if you can not base your success based on other people saying you're great or you're not great, then you have a future in this content creation thing. You have a future in using content to build your business. But it does take a bit of backbone and take some courage to ignore the bad and to just be tunnel vision focused on the positive. So if you're here for the positive and here for good information about content marketing, personal growth on the journey to building your business and growing, power of life and death is in the tongue. Absolutely, Casey. Um, Subscribe. I am inviting you to join the community, subscribe, join the email list, and join the YouTube Growth Challenge, and go live and see how that can change your business, change yourself, right? Like, if I got no subscribers, if I got no views, I will have still grown. I will have been able to show up. I will have learned what it feels like to be consistent for 30 days, to talk freely, and to be able to, I guess, like, have some spontaneity in the things that I talk about. where, and this kind of like makes me feel nervous, and also become like more conversational and not just all buttoned up with my edited videos, which I really look forward to getting back to those, but I kind of can only do one at a time right now, just because of time constraints. I am a wife and I have three children, and I work and I have clients, like all of these different things, and you have to have a minimum number of subscribers to go live. You know, it's okay. Pre-record videos every day for 30 days. Do that and try that experiment first. Yes, you have to have 100. You have to have 100 subscribers in order to go live. But post some videos. Post videos for 30 days, even if it's just like shorts, 3 minutes or shorter, or if it's like 7 to 8 minutes, or even if you just talk like it's live and then you post it. But post them, post and see. So yes, you can still join the YouTube Growth Challenge and publish a live video every single day by just publishing and sharing something every single day for 30 days, because it changes you. And challenge yourself to create it in such a way that you don't worry about editing, you don't worry about um, even thumbnails. I don't have any thumbnails or any of my lives. I will go back and I will add them, but right now I don't have any, and I'm just focused on showing up because I've been shut up and scared, and what are people gonna say, and I don't feel like I look the best. I don't feel the best. Like it's my lady time right now. Honestly, I want to be in the bed. I actually fell asleep earlier on the couch, like where we were having family time, and I'm just like, I just want to go to bed. It's 11:03 p.m., but that's the difference. Is that will I give myself the chance to show up for myself, because I show up for work every day. I didn't feel great today, and I showed up for work. But I say I want to work for myself full time. I have to show up for myself like I need to show up for work, even if that's for 35 minutes or so on live. And I told my husband I was going to only be 10 minutes, but then I had you wonderful people that signed on, and I've had a lot of people come in and off on the live. And I'm going to just tell you, every single day since I've been going live for 6 days, and this is why you should join the YouTube Growth Challenge in my email community, because you're going to get some of the stats that I'm not necessarily sharing um, live on my YouTube. I'll be sharing some stats, but you'll get like some of the first dibs on my email list. Every day I get more views. Every day I get more views. I get more people seeing me. And I'm getting discovered by new people every single day. People that would never know who I am unless I actually went live, because YouTube has shown me that I'm being shown in the YouTube feed, that people that are on YouTube just watching content are just scrolling looking for people that they're interested in to watch on live. And so it's helping me to understand, what times should I go on live? Like, when's the best time to show up on live? What are some of the titles that are working for me? I've noticed the differentiation between the titles that I'm using, and it's giving me more data, because marketing, content marketing, regular marketing, like old school marketing, all of it is based on data. If you've ever heard anything about Gary Vee, he's like, put out content, put out content, put out content, and then go back and look at what works. Then go do more of that. If you've ever heard of Think Media, they say the same thing. If you ever heard of Roberto Blake, same thing. If you ever heard of Sonny Lenarduzzi, same thing. You have to actually try the thing, and then you have to actually go back and look at the numbers. Look at the analytics and see what has worked. And I'm like seeing patterns already. 6 days. 6 days, I've had not massive growth, but in 6 days, I've had almost 4 hours of watch time. That means, and hundreds of people have looked at my lives. So people have cumulatively given me almost 4 hours of their time. in the past less than 6 weeks, in the past 6 days. And I've had hundreds of people tune in to some capacity, at least 30 seconds, because that's what YouTube calls a view. So somebody has had enough interest to listen to me for even a couple of minutes. Now, I think so far that I'm like almost 400 views in the last 6 days. If I would have talked to 400 people for 2 minutes each, if everybody watched for at least 2 minutes, that's 800 minutes. Don't make me try to say how many hours that is, right? But you get my point, is that we have to appreciate the couple of minutes of attention that people give us. Like when we're walking down the street and people ignore us, but then on the internet, people will listen to you for 2 minutes. Appreciate those 2 minutes or those 30 seconds and give them value. They came because they thought that you could maybe possibly help them with something. So help them. That's why I like to share. That's why I like to share with my audience and tell them to share a meaningful marketing message, something that means something to your audience and something that means something to you so that you can help them. So I am tired and it is 11:07 p.m. and I am way past the time I wanted to bed. But I'm going to read this last comment before I go, and I'm going to say, make sure you subscribe. Like, Casey, do not leave without subscribing. I'm getting mad at you specifically because I just want to have a conversation with you, and I really hope that you, because I loved your contributions. Dorothy, continue to be your authentic self, Queen. You are doing great. Thanks for the encouragement. Continue on, Queen. Blessings. I appreciate you, Dorothy. That's very encouraging. Matter of fact, because they don't always keep those live stream comments. I screenshotted it so I can remember, Dorothy, your encouraging words. They say as you show your palm on your hand, your thumbnail gets more clicks. Already subbed. Yes, sub, right? No, it's a sign of trust. Like you're not hiding anything. It's a psychological thing, but it's for, I believe, for genuine people, it's a natural thing. But in this era of just trying to figure out what works and what doesn't and how we can get more attention, I'm just being me and like a palm shower. Like, I'm sitting on the floor of my bedroom because there's something about like sitting in my bed. It just feels like overly personal. But I still wanted to feel comfortable. One of my friends got me this blanket and it has my name all over it. It says Angel. I'm gonna get up in my bed now. I left my sweater on because I wore this, and like I said, like what's more authentic than this? I wore this all day, and my husband's like, "Is that part of the design, or or is your sweater torn?" I wore this all day at work and had no idea that the yarn came off, so I have to get that fixed. But it's like we're not gonna worry about perfection, and that's what I love about this YouTube growth challenge that I'm doing, is that there'd be times like, oh my goodness, I would have to totally record that over. Let me try to hide this. Matter of fact, just being real, I had this blanket. I was like, let me keep this on in case I lift my arm up and nobody can see that I have a hole in my shirt. But, and this was not a cheap sweater, but I don't even know what happened. Just, stuff happens, but we're just gonna like roll with the punches, right? So thank you so much for hanging out with me. Please make sure that you subscribe and join the YouTube growth challenge so that you can maximize your visibility and your ability to make a great profit in 2025, and also to just grow in your development and your courage and your confidence. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and spending this time. I can't wait to see you in the next one. And remember to share a meaningful marketing message with somebody you can help. Talk to you soon. Another communication podcast. I'm trying to be warm. I can be stoic. You know what, Casey? I feel that I can be stoic too because I try to protect my heart. Girl, you're like making me stay on. Like, oh my goodness, my pants ripped at work. Oh my goodness, I have ripped my pants at work before, and I I think twice. I was like, I was a little thick for my pants. I was in one of those eras where I had gained a little weight and ripped my pants. And I think I stayed at work too because I like to wear tights under my pants, so I knew that nobody could see anything. I had black tights on, but definitely ripped them. Yes, so yeah, some of the things that we go through that are embarrassing are also relatable. And the more relatable that you can be, the more people will buy into you. And when people buy into you, they'll eventually buy into your products or services that you're offering. Or they buy into your community, which will make brands want to buy into you and pay you some money for the community that you've built. So I can't wait to talk to you guys again. If you want to continue the conversation personally, I invite you to send me a message on Instagram, DM at marketing in her eyes, because we market the way that we see and feel, based on our point of view and not what anybody else is forcing us to do. So, at Marketing in Her Eyes, if you would like to continue on the conversation, I can't wait to hear from you. And I am absolutely for real going to bed now. Have a great night, too. Okay, what are you saying, Summit? I've been paralyzed for about 5 years, but your video gave me courage to stand up and jump out of the window. Oh, okay. I hope you don't do that, and I hope that was just a very, very bad group joke. Love y'all. Good night.